Earlier today, I was doing a live Spark for the new class of Google Innovators, and I noticed the video feedback was, well, I was buffering really bad. So I apologized for my internet and I decided to re-record the session. Obviously, this is not live streaming, this is going to just post to YouTube, but at least this way you can see the full presentation. Stay tuned. In 2014, I was selected for the Google Teacher Academy in Austin, Texas. This was not the start of my health revolution, but I wanted to start my Spark here because this was the moment that I joined the Google Innovator program and started to get involved with many of you, or soon to be many of you, because obviously these Sparks are for a new cohort. Well, my health revolution really started about a year and a half later, maybe 2 years, I don't know the exact date, but I started to get really bad chest pains, and I called my mother panicking. She lives 2 towns down from me, and she drove over to take me to an emergency room because we thought I was having a heart attack, but I was too scared to even call an ambulance myself. A couple hours later, I was discharged with anxiety medication. Not a heart attack in my 30s. Whew. But it definitely made me think. First of all, my mental health impacted me to the point where I thought I was having a heart attack. My physical health made me first assume a heart attack instead of thinking it was mental. I needed to make a change for both. Someone recommended the Couch to 5K app, and so I downloaded it. Not really sure what was going to happen, but for those of you who know me, it was free. What the heck, right? So I downloaded the app. The way Couch to 5K works is it gives you a daily exercise. A couple days it actually lists the word rest, but it would start with a 5-minute walk, then a 90-second run, then a 3-minute walk, then a 60-second run. And it just kept progressing like that. So it would start walk, small amount of run, walk, small amount of run, walk. Every workout would then increase the run and decrease the walk. Obviously, I can now do a 5K, but I am still very slow. This treadmill picture is from the very beginning, the very first workout that I did using Couch to 5K. The reason I put that quote from a meme on the top of it is because it's so true, and every time I get discouraged about how slow I am, I remember that meme. It's really important to remember that any movement is better than no movement. So that is the reason why I think it is so important to remember, don't get discouraged. Anytime you think everyone else is so much faster than me, why am I even bothering? You're bothering for yourself. You're bothering for you. In 2017, I signed up for the Broad Street Run as a joke. Anyone in Philadelphia will tell you the Broad Street Run is the biggest event of the year here. It is 10 miles. It starts at Olney, goes straight down Broad Street, and ends at the Navy Yard. 10 miles. There's a lottery to get in because it is so popular. Like I said, I kind of entered it as a joke. My friends all think I win everything, so I entered the lottery. And guess what? I won. Well, that means that my credit card was charged the registration fee, and I was in. Now, I could have sold the registration, which is what I had jokingly said to my friend I was going to do, because she was the one that wanted to go in, and she knew she has lost that lottery 4 years in a row. So the joke was, I was going to enter and then sell her my entry. Go figure, she got in that year. I could have sold it to a stranger on a message board, but now it was a matter of pride. I was going to do that 10-miler. And I did. Very slowly, but I did. And that is when I really got the running bug. So it wasn't when I started doing the walk run on the treadmill, but when I actually experienced the crowds and the energy and the enthusiasm, and it was amazing. I started looking at other local races, and I found some weird ones. I even did a race at Sesame Place where Elmo was at the start line and Cookie Monster was at the finish line. The entry fee was actually a scholarship fund for the local school district, so how cool is that? I was running with Cookie Monster and supporting higher education. Win-win. I was still going really slow. Spoiler alert, I'm still really slow. But the point is, I never gave up. I'm always trying. And that's a really important thing to remember when we're talking about the fact that this is for you. This is not for your gym teacher in high school. This is not for your doctor and the numbers on a scale. This is for you. Running is about you. It's about being better than you used to be. Now, I already kind of discussed the fact that this is part physical and part mental for me. And it really is. Because as I started to get healthier, I also started to notice I was happier. I was meeting people doing running. Today's Spark was supposed to actually take place at the Art Museum steps because it is the 2021 Rocky Run. Rocky is famous here in Philadelphia. If you've ever seen the movie, you know there's a scene. He is in a straight gray sweatsuit with a headband, and he is running through Philadelphia, ending at the stairs at the Art Museum with his hands in the air. Well, I wasn't able to do the run today. Last week, I very excitingly completed my first marathon. And it's really important that you realize you can't just go out and run a marathon. It takes training, it takes stamina, it does take work. But if you're motivated, you can do it. I'm proof of that. I finished the marathon in 6 hours, 59 minutes, and 4 seconds. I like to point that out because I did it in under 7 hours. It might have only been 56 seconds, but it was under 7 hours. Am I going to win first place? No. The guy who won first place this year finished in 2 hours and 10 minutes. I finished in 7 hours. Even if I can get myself faster, I am not Usain Bolt. I am never going to be as fast as Usain Bolt. If I was, I'd be an Olympic athlete and I'd be interviewed on the Today Show. But I'm not doing it to win. I'm doing it for myself. And that's the biggest, most important part of this whole Spark today. You're not competing with random strangers. You're competing with yourself. The app that I currently use is called Strava, and it's really cool because it's like a social media for fitness. You can track yourself with the GPS, and it posts your speed, it posts your map, you can put pictures, and you can follow others and support others. They call it kudos, which is a thumbs up, and you can really build community on this app. Well, Strava also tracks what's called your PR. PR is personal record. Remember I said I'm never going to beat Usain Bolt, but I can beat myself. And that's the most important thing that I've learned. Yes, every time I run, I get medals. Are they participation medals? Kind of. Do you get the medal for crossing the start line? No. You have to cross the finish line. And there are a lot of people that will cross the start line and have to give up halfway. And there's nothing wrong with that. They call it a DNF, did not finish. And there are many, many reasons why people don't finish a race. Injury, asthma attack, emergency, lots and lots of reasons. I like to think, though, kind of Simone Biles at the Olympics recently. People were giving her such grief for backing out, but I thought it was braver that she realized her limitations and said, I'm not risking my health because other people want me to do this. And that's the same thing with these major events. And that's actually a really good lesson that I learned this past year just because of Simone Biles. It's okay to work really hard for something and then not be able to complete it. And I really think that's a big message that we need to also be teaching our students. Work hard, try hard, but at the end of the day, you know yourself. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. Don't let anybody pressure you into doing something you're not ready to do or you're not safe doing. I want to leave you with this last quote. A 12-minute mile is just as far as a 6-minute mile. That's really important to me because as a slow runner, I was, like I said, 7 hours to do that marathon, whereas a lot of people finish it in 3, 4. People will start to think they're going too slow if it takes them 4.5. I took 7. I'm proud that I finished. I was so excited to get to mile 17 and see my nephews holding up a sign. I was so excited when I passed mile 12 and my friend Barry was standing there holding a Gatorade for me. It's not about winning. It's about being the best you. I know that this video is slightly different than the talk I gave this morning. It's kind of because this morning I was reading the comments as I was talking, so I kept going a little off topic. But I really appreciate the opportunity to present the Spark this morning. I appreciate that I noticed my internet was terrible. And again, I'm recording this separately just so you have a more clear video. Thank you all, and good luck with your own journeys.